Alright guys, I got a couple of shows coming up where I'm actually doing demos, so I had to pick up another anvil, I had to pick up another forge of something that's portable. So I went to a couple auctions and I picked up two anvils. Let me show you what they look like. This first one here is a pretty impressive one. It's a little beat up. I think I could do something with it, but I'm thinking perhaps it's a little bit on the small side. But underneath that is a new, what I'm going to call P2, my second Peter Wright. The marking on there, if you take a look, can you see it? Yeah, 117, makes it 147 pounds. Sitting on top of the original Peter Wright P1, so it's actually a little bit heavier. When I was looking for an anvil to use on the show, or for the demos, I wanted something small. I was hoping for around 100 pounds. But this one came up, it was 147 pounds, and I got it for $125 at an auction, so I did super well. Anyways, it's coated like crazy in paint. We need to get it cleaned up. The edges are pretty darn horrible. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do with this, and that's what this video is. I'm going to clean this thing up, and I'm going to go ahead and weld those edges. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use hard surface rod or just regular rod. I'm just going to give it a go. It can't hurt the thing. And what I'm thinking of is, however successful I am, I may do that to the original Peter Wright. The reason I'm not going to replace my original is this one here has a smaller hardy hole. It's like 7/8 or something like that. I think it might jump up to an inch once I get the paint off of it. I doubt it. So not only do I have to get the anvil ready for shows, but I have to make up a couple of hardy tools too. But in addition to the anvil for the shows, I also picked up a rivet forge. So we got to get that lined and ready to go. I have about 1 week before the next show. So just thought I'd give you a preview of it, and then I'll bring you back as I go through. I'm going to strip the paint off, and then we're going to see what that thing looks like. Alright guys, I don't know how much I'll take you along for the ride on this one. What I'm using, let me see if I can see that. It's, I don't know, clean strip stripper spray on. I've never used it before, but it's spray on. It seems like an easy thing to do for me. I just coated the table with it. I can see it already working. We'll go ahead and just do the table. I'll take you along with that, and we'll see how that works. I don't know if I'm going to need to strip it with a wire brush or wire wheel or by hand. It says 15 minutes. Come back in 15 minutes, see what happens. Well, I hope I didn't screw myself here. I walked away for a while. It's been about half an hour rather than 15 minutes, but let's see what we got here. What do you think, huh? Looks like it's been painted more than once. Got a nice little red anvil underneath. Ain't that pretty? That stuff worked well. The question is, can I get the next level off, or am I going to end up with a wire brush on that? I've seen red anvils. I don't know if they made them red or if it's been painted. I mean, what's the purpose? You can't paint on top of an anvil, so I guess that's been painted. So used to be red, now it's black. Keep going. And there you have it. That's my experience whenever stripping anything, furniture, whatever. That first coat comes off dramatically, it's beautiful, and then you're stuck with whatever's underneath, and you end up spending a month working on it. I could see there was red there, but who would have known that thing was such a red anvil. Alright, I'm going to spray it again and see what we can get, but I think I'm on the wire brush from here. Alright guys, after about 3 or 4 coats of that stuff, wire brushing it while the stuff was on, and then steel wool. I'd say she turned out alright. I mean, we got still a little on the red side, but she's there. I think it's a good time to hit it with a angle grinder and a wire brush and clean her up. A little concerned about the amount of grinding I have on that top. Alright, with a little work from the wire wheel, that's what she looks like now. Pretty darn good. It's cleaned up nice. I'll hit it with a softer wheel. Top is just horrible. I mean, it's just, I don't even think I would try to work steel on it. So we got a lot of grinding to do. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be like slamming me like crazy for doing what I'm about to do to this anvil, but the way I look at it, this sucker had red lipstick on, covered by black lipstick, and was sitting in somebody's flower bed probably. So yeah, I know there could be a better way to do it, but I need an anvil. I will respect this piece as much as I possibly can with the equipment and technology that I have. So don't slam me too much. You want to hear it ring? For as rough as she is right now, she sounds good. Sounds good and sturdy. Rebound, not much. smooth that top off and see what happens next. All right, a couple of things I'm going to want to do with this thing with the grinder. I want to put a point on this, for when, especially when I'm working horseshoes. I need it narrower, so I'm going to have to bring this up. I hope not to make a dramatic change to it, but whoever cut the point off so they wouldn't poke themselves in the ass, I'm going to put the point back on as I use that point. The table is relatively flat this way. It's not bad at all, but I got about, I'd say, darn near an 1/8 of an inch dip. Yeah, in the middle it's not so bad, but between a 1/16 and an 1/8 anyway, across there. So I'm high on both ends, which really isn't going to matter. This thing's in such poor shape. I'm going to do the best I can to flatten this. I'm going to take this pitting out. I don't need that pitting in my pieces when I'm hammering. I'm just going to bring that down. We're going to see where that leaves our corners, and then I'll run just some weld on the corners, hopefully to square those off. Who knows? When I get done grinding, maybe I won't need to. I can't tell if there's a table welded on this thing. It's got the circle around this one down here, 117. It says wrought, and I forgot what it says up here. I can't really read it. Solid rod, I think is what it says. So I'm not sure if they put a table on those or not. It doesn't really matter. This is the Anvil I'm going to use for demos. It's the one I got. So again, don't slam me too much if you think I'm hurting this thing. You don't think I have respect for this. I mean, who knows when it was made? Doesn't say England on it, I don't think. It says Peter Wright. What the hell does it say here? Patented. So I don't think that makes it a super old one. I don't think it would say England if it was an older one. I don't know for sure. So, but I want you guys to make sure. If you knew me personally, this is what I'm about to do. I think there's a lot of respect for the age of this item, no doubt about it. But this thing deserves to be working again. That's my only objective. If I got to take a little bit away, I'm going to do that. So I'll be back. Well, boys and girls, what do you think so far? It's cleaned right up. I was able to get a bit more of a point on that horn. It's a little stubby, but it's there. Table's not too bad. I mean, it's not flat by any means. I'm not going to get it flat because I said it's about an 1/8 inch shallow. A little less than an 1/8 inch shallow. But now I need to make a decision about those corners. Do I fill them or do I leave them? Actually, I don't have to make a decision. I'm going to fill them because I want to see what it does. So there she is. She's looking pretty good. Let me hear what it sounds like. Now that the rust is off. Rebound. I don't know, I'd say about 60%. Hopefully you can see my hand when I was doing that. There it is. Let me think about those edges. Alright, there's a pretty good of before. How those edges looked. I mean, gosh, they're not horrible, but I committed to putting edges on it. I'm going to do it because I may take care of P1, the other, my original Peter Wright, if this works alright. Alright, so I decided to go with good stuff. I just went to Tractor Supply, picked up some hard surfacing, build up an overlay rod. That's all they had. $19 for this 4-rod pack and $16 for this 4-rod pack. I hope that's enough rod. Holy tamales. I was going to go with regular rod, but since we're going this far, we'll go a little farther with it. I'm going to clean these corners up. I'm going to cut that with a grinder, and then we'll come back and weld it. Got a little mood music in the background. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I cut that crap out of there. A little lip in some spots. I did both sides. Alright, now I need to preheat these edges to 200, so I'm going to use a little propane torch to do that. I couldn't find a damn temperature stick at the store, so 200, 214 I think is the boiling point of water, or something like that. If I heat it to the point where the water almost starts sizzling, I think I'm alright, so that's what we're going to do. There she is, boys and girls. holy crap. What a lot of work. I'm going to be using all but 2 rods of the hard rod, and I'll tell you that hard rod grinds like a son of a gun. I don't know if I told you, but I preheated to what am I guessing of 200 degrees. She's still pretty warm now. Finished off the horn, brought it up to a nice narrow point. I don't know if you remember, but that was cut off, and shoot, I bet you bigger than ½ an inch in diameter. She ain't totally flat, but boy, I'll tell you, she's a hell of a lot better looking than she was. I didn't leave sharp corners on. I want to go ahead and dress those corners up a little bit. But you see that? She don't look too bad. Not for a first time anyway. Not for a first time. So, like I said, some of you guys might have been like freaking out because I didn't do the right thing and this sucker got hot and it might have lost its temper and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it got that hot, but it was close. I am actually a little concerned. So let's go through and put a little bounce on it and see what happens. See if we still have our ring after all that heating. I'd say we have the ring and more. Bounce. I'd say we lost bounce. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Wish I had a ball bearing. Yeah, I'd say you're about 50% anyway. I called it 60% before, so maybe we didn't. But hey, I think if that Peter Wright could talk, he just might say thank you. It's a pretty thing now. Alright, that's how I did it anyway. 5 or 6 hours, I believe, of work. Maybe a little, yeah, I'd say about 5 hours of work. A lot of grinding, a lot of welding. But this sucker's ready to work again. And the piece of garbage that we started with, it could have worked for somebody, but it wouldn't have worked well. This thing is in really good shape. It's not perfect by any means, but it'll work well. So there's the first time I ever tried to restore an anvil. I don't know if you call it restoration or just recitation, maybe. That's what I did, because it could probably use a little bit more work. But that's it. Thanks for watching, and catch my next videos.